Well, unfortunately, the pandemic has caused me to get laid off twice, actually. Back in March, actually March 31st, I was laid off for the first time and went back to work in May. And then on July 31st, unfortunately, got laid off again because of the resurgence of the pandemic. The type of job I was doing, I was having to travel. It was too much for me. It made me very nervous to all these different companies that I was going to. So I got laid off again. I'm retired from the military, so I receive a pension from the military, and I'm 80% disabled veteran. If it wasn't for that, I would have been in a hurt locker. Even with her working, I would definitely had been in a lot worse financial situation because of the situation and the number of times that I have been laid off in recent years. I have had to dip into my 401k, which I was saving for retirement and for the future for my kids. I had to dip into that to pay bills because not knowing when I would work again was pretty scary. I have been able to collect from unemployment, although again, like millions of other Californians, it took me a while before I was able to receive my first payment. I actually contacted my Assemblyman Jim Cooper staff, and they were gracious enough to send an inquiry to EDD for me. And after I contacted Jim Cooper's office, within 2 weeks I had a payment. Again, I got laid off July 31st, and I didn't get my first payment until September, which took me again to contact Jim Cooper's office. And within 3 days, I got a response from EDD and had received payment. So thankfully, it restored my faith in the legislative system and helping constituents. So you're going back? I actually transitioned, I thought, very well from Marine Corps to civilian life. I was a police officer for about a year, but I was an older rookie at 48. It took me about a year to quickly realize that's not what I wanted to do for the rest of my career. But it is tough going from 30 years in the military, transitioning to civilian life. Health issue-wise, I was fine, except for I had major back problems, which prevented me from standing too long, sitting too long. Was really hard on me. I wasn't able to lift more than 25 pounds. And so it made life different since I've retired. And of course, this pandemic, getting laid off is just another blow. At 64 years old, I could have waited until I was 66 to retire, but the loss of income that has happened to me, I sat down with my wife and decided that probably the best thing to do would be retire now, because at least that would be some steady income coming from Social Security along with my military retirement pay would help. This pandemic has been a challenge for all of us. I've been away from my family before on many deployments, but this is unlike any deployment that I've ever had to gone through. It's been a struggle, but it's kept us positive. I've tried to maintain good things, positive thoughts,